Hello everyone and welcome to ContinuumCon 2025. This is my workshop, Python for Cybersecurity. Build your first CLI hacking tool with AI. And you may be wondering, who is this mysterious person I'm seeing on my screen? Well, my name is Brandon S. Keith. I have the absolute humble privilege and pleasure of being your instructor for this workshop. I'm the founder of the Hacking Lab LLC, a company dedicated to creating fun and interactive online cybersecurity learning. I'm also a senior security engineer, and I have over 15 years of experience in both private and public sector IT consulting. I have various credentials, several master's degrees, 3 in fact, in cybersecurity, an MBA in IT management, and a master's of instructional design in education. And I specialize in ethical hacking, Python programming, cybersecurity strategy, and compliance. Over the last 15 plus years, I've had the pleasure of being in almost every single cybersecurity field you could possibly imagine. And I'm happy to be able to share some of that knowledge here with you today. The objectives for this workshop or this course, you're going to be able to, by the end of this course, identify key Python syntax, structures, Python functions, commands necessary for building cybersecurity related CLI applications. We're not going to go into the details of everything in Python. We could spend hours or just honestly years investigating everything you can do with Python, but we're going to give you just enough so you can dissect a Python CLI application that's about 500 lines of code or less. You're going to be able to describe the role of Python and AI in automating red and blue team tasks. You're going to be able to apply the knowledge you learn with Python Fire and argparse to build functional command line interfaces. You're going to be able to analyze structured cybersecurity data in formats such as Nmax XML and in JSON. You're going to be able to evaluate the effectiveness of AI-generated code for CLI tools. You're going to be able to look at that code and have a pretty good idea if it's giving you good results or bad results. And then last but not least, as part of this workshop, you're going to design and implement your own Python-based CLI hacking tools using real-world data that you can create yourself. Now, a little bit about the teaching model we use for the Hacking Lab and all of my courses. We use the tell, show, do, and apply method. And you'll see this pattern throughout this entire course and any course you take with us at the Hacking Lab. So the first thing we do is we're telling you everything about the subject. We're focusing on the theory. When you see tell or anything related to that in our course material, that is the lecture content, right? It is the bits and bolts that go around what makes this thing important. And then we follow up with the show. That's where we're going to have examples. That may be a video example. That may be a step-by-step tutorial. It's not something that you're going to necessarily actively do. It's going to be something that you are following along with. Then you're going to actually do practical exercises. This may still be a step-by-step tutorial, but you're going to be doing this yourself. And this tell, show, do process is essential to be able to establish competency in various cybersecurity skills. Then after that, you're going to apply everything you've learned in various projects and to your own cybersecurity goals, life, personal, professional, whatever it might be. That's how you're going to expand your learning. You're going to work on something meaningful for yourself. Now, this is a short workshop. We don't have a ton in apply, but we do encourage throughout the workshop tuning. And you'll see at the end of various modules how you can take it further, how you could apply it to your own work. And then we're going to assess your progress regularly. After you've done tell, show, do, and applied, then we're going to see how you stack up. There's going to be a quiz or a challenge or something to see how far your competency and understanding has gotten. And this really sums up the approach from Dennis Ritchie, who originally developed C++. The only way to learn a new programming language is by writing programs in it. And that is going to be core to what we do here. If you've struggled with learning Python programming as a cybersecurity professional before, we're hoping this will be an engaging workshop to really allow you and give you the capabilities to create fun, useful applications very fast without getting frustrated. All right, let's go over the agenda. So for Module 1, it's going to be an introduction to the CLI tools and security automation. What are CLI applications and why do CLI tools matter in cybersecurity? We'll go over lots of use cases of command line tools in hacking and defense. We will list them off from Nmap to NetExec to CrapMapExec to Metasploit. All these different tools that are command line that we utilize in our day-to-day work, we'll talk about them. We're going to examine examples of powerful CLI security tools. So we're going to take a step deeper from just use cases to focusing in on specific examples. And then the anatomy of CLI tools, inputs, flags, and output. You're going to learn exactly how to build some of those. And then for Module 2, we're going to look at a Python fast primer. Now, I will warn you, this is not meant to teach you everything you need to know about Python. It is meant to just get you up to speed, to make sure everyone is as close to the same level as we can be for this course. We understand there may be some people that come in with more experience than others or a lot less. This will hopefully get you up to just enough so you can complete the content in this workshop, and maybe you'll want more later and continue on your journey in Python programming. We're going to look at AI for accelerating tool development. We won't dive super deep, but just enough so you can use ChatGPT or Gemini to help you build CLI applications very quickly. We'll talk about designing your custom CLI tool and different examples. We'll look at example prompts and AI tool creation, what to look for, what to not look for, the good, the bad, the ugly. Finally, in Module 3, we're going to talk about building your first CLI tool in Python. We're going to introduce some libraries that help us do that. The first one we're going to look at is argparse built into Python. The second one we're going to look at is Python Fire, originally from Google. And then we're going to actually dive into building your first tool. This is going to be a mini lab. So that's where we're actually going to build the first tool. And then we're going to look at modifying prompts so we get better outcomes for our tools. In our final module, this is where all of the labs are going to be composed. Lab 1 is going to be parsing Nmap XML. Lab 2 is going to be custom reporting for NetExec. And Lab 3 is going to be querying Windows event logs. It's a CLI tool that will allow you to query any Windows event log that you're looking for or specifically trying to parse. So with that being said, let the games begin. The ball is in your court now, and I hope to see you in the rest of the course.